welcome. I'm Groovy Lou.
And I'm Easy Mo, mi gente. Welcome to another edition of Ricans.
We have some
Dude.
exciting news and some spoilers. So please,
Oh yes. So
be aware,
remember,
pay attention.
you
Yeah,
don't want to hear it. That's what you got to do because we're gonna say it, and I don't care if you like it,
exactly. And Mo, let's start with.
dude. Oh well. Some bochinche news here. Some nerd bochinche. I know, and I'm just confirming this. I was looking online, and I found out that Paramount Plus has sold the Star Trek and a couple other franchises that they've had to Skydance. Skydance is going to wind up being the new owner of it. I'm like, what? I said, it's about time a company with some fresh cash in their influx. And what does that mean for Paramount Plus? Well, like I said, it could be a disbandment because, quite frankly, Paramount Plus has been losing money. Hence why a lot of its shows has not been greenlighted, and then some of them have been removed. Like, again, the aforementioned, as we talked about before, Star Trek Discovery. At one point, we were all looking forward for a season 6 or season 5 or season 6. And all of a sudden, the actors had to come back because then they announced, because they were all, they were in a rap mind. Okay, we're waiting for next season to come up. And all of a sudden they get the call and said, listen, we're ending it. So you got to come back so that we can do some closing stories on your characters. I'm like, what? I mean, a lot of us were like, what? Are you kidding me? I mean, it's the one original. I'm not saying that the others are not, but it was one of those shows that was original unto itself. All the others, yes, they were, but it was something different with Discovery because in a lot of ways, as I said it one time when I came across Wilson Cruz at a con at Big Apple, and I told him, look, thank you. Shook his hand. I said, thank you for bringing Gene Roddenberry's dream to life. Because in the 60s, you can well as I know, that there were certain taboos that were there, like the first racial kiss between Kirk and Uhura. Yeah. And then from that point, even in the Next Generation, where they had the first time that, as far as the Trill were concerned, that they're symbiont and their host bodies are different. And Crusher was in love with a man, but was really in love with the Trill. And when the body died, and when the next one came, it came as a woman, and she's like, oh, no, I'm not having that, But again, it opened that door. So then you had the first, gay couple. You had the first binary character. So, it was an interesting and more realistic tune to it. Oh, we got some fan questions. Shoot away, fans. Let us know what you want.
What does sell mean to movies?
Sell mean to movies? Sell means, okay, so what it means as far as the franchise is concerned, they're going to focus on the movies because right now, as far as Skydance is concerned, they want to connect the franchise from film into television. And so they've already greenlighted and have a director for Star Trek 4, and what is already in the works, or at least in the conversation that I've been reading, is that this is going to turn canon. In other words, it's going to be some sort of a time travel situation in which everything will be back to normal in time as far as canon is concerned. So, because they've already described it, and I think if I'm not mistaken, it was either season 3 or season 4 of Discovery when they mentioned about one of the characters and the fact that the computer that is Zora, which is an ancient being that downloaded its information, its history into the ship, talked about how a ship from the past or a character from an alternate universe crossed over and that they straightened out the universe from that point forward. It was a Ferengi. And it was demonstrating that because, if I'm not mistaken, Michelle Yeoh's character was out of place because she came from what they call the mirror universe, the one where the Federation wasn't the Federation. It was the Empire, which kind of the Terran Empire. But she was falling out of phase because the further away that she was from her reality and the current one, the more her body was trying to pull her back, and she was like ready to implode. So this was their way of getting it back. As a matter of fact, they even brought to make this happen the Guardian of Forever. Remember that big donut in the middle
Yes.
that had that whole Edith Keeler must die episode? That was one of the best and yet heartbreaking episodes I've ever seen from the original series. But this is what they were meaning for the phase Star Trek 4 Far Skydance to focus, yes, on definitely the theater franchise, because they want to bring Star Trek to theater again, even though they're trying to do it with Section 21, I think it is. It's supposed to be more of a theatrical film, which they're going to release on the streaming platform. But with the sale, that could change. We could see. I would, for me, preferably, if you brought Section 21 and make it into a theatrical release. God, how many people would drove and run there to go check that out? I mean,
Nah.
from what I'm reading, is there's a lot going on, and then in the upcoming cons like Comic-Con San Diego, and I'm pretty sure New York is going to have it as well, where there's going to be another Star Trek panel, and they're going to be introducing a lot of shit to us. I'm pretty sure one of them is going to be, and yeah, I know that look. I did say it. Okay, that's fine. You got me on the shite, which is going to be that Skydance is now the new owner of Paramount. Paramount Plus's franchise, Star Trek, and a couple of others.
I'm gonna disagree with Section 21 into theater. I would rather that go into streaming, only because it's a new set of characters. It's not really mentioned as much. As far as I know, I've only heard Section 21 being used maybe 3 or 4 times throughout all the series. I would much
Well,
rather see. I would much rather see either a Discovery movie or with the one with Captain Pike.
I could see all three, and I would probably agree. I would probably agree as far as Strange New Worlds, like if they're end their run with the story of Pike
Yeah,
and what happens to him, and the end result, make that a theatrical thing. Make that
right.
one big theatrical adventure. I don't know that Skydance is part owned by China. Do you guys think that it will help with the sci-fi and comic movies? I think so, because again, Paramount Plus, was pretty much trying to take the franchise and the good that it has become of it. But the thing is, financially, they just can't keep up because they don't have enough
And
subscribers, and the cost of creating these shows is big. And Skydance, again, from what I've heard, is going to try probably create a different streaming platform for that. Again, since they are a production company made for the purpose of, you know, funding these sorts of shows, but theatrical releases, yes, bring more money. That's, in the sense of on a platform like streaming, it's based on subscription. And yes, it's always constant because somebody is there. So monthly, they're making a payment, monthly.
not for
But
nothing, but
in
but
the theater, more money.
and China's well known for its sci-fi.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
well,
hell yeah. They're great for this. I just finished rewatching
and their
Space
comics.
Battleship Yamato. Remember that one? Star
Yes,
Blazers,
yes,
Space the live action one. Ho ho!
and their comics are awesome.
Hell yeah!
Yeah,
Their anime, their
the
live
sci-fi
action,
comics.
sci-fi, their horror. The
Yeah,
horror is I'm gonna give this like more than two thumbs up, two thumbs and two big toes up, just like that, to say that when it comes to their horror, I have to say the stories that they come with it's not boring. It's like interesting. Like I saw this one show, and it had to deal with the fact that out of nowhere these demons come up from wherever they came from, come onto land, and they go after someone and judge him, beat him down, and then take him down to hell. But they're doing it in broad daylight, the question is, what's going on? Why are they doing this? It's still, I mean, I'm waiting for season 2 of that one to come out so I can find out what the real story is behind. But at first, they had this whole idea that those that are being punished now, rather than waiting when they go to hell. But I'm like, I wasn't buying it at first but then when they came out anyway, and it was someone that did something that was like a career criminal, yes, someone that made a bad decision, but is now going to pay the price in hell for one thing, and didn't have time to redeem himself. All of a sudden, they just appear out of nowhere, crash through cars and walls just to get to this guy, and they give him a beatdown of a lifetime, and then take him down to hell. It's not like they grab him and they go. No, they beat him down. 3 big hulking sized demons, bro. I'm like, wow. But when it comes to stories like that, they really are freaking. I mean, they're freaking imaginative, to say the least. To say the least. So yeah, I look forward. If that's the case, I look forward to a lot of great storytelling and a lot of imaginary themes being brought to the screen because of it through Skydance, especially when it comes to Star Trek, because there are still a lot of stories to tell. And they did mention Starfleet Academy, which is the next show coming up. So it is in development. It is going to happen. And they have some big names. One of them was thrown out was Paul Giamatti. And if you remember him from Spider-Man when he was the Rhino, and from a whole bunch of other films to follow, but he's a big name in itself. And I'm looking forward to see how he's going to fit in and what character he plays in Starfleet Academy. I'm telling you, I'm excited with the idea of that whole new. It's like a whole new fresh of breath air for for Star Trek fans alike.
You know what? Did you mention Paul Giamatti? And the first character that popped into my head, he'd make an awesome Q. He'd make an awesome.
You know what?
Q.
I would agree with you. If that was the case, I could see him coming back as Q. But of course, John DeLancey will always be my Q.
Yes.
John DeLancey always will be Q. Yes. But when it comes to that, yeah, I can see him doing that. I really can, and it would be hilarious to watch.
Exactly,
hilarious to watch
because he
goes, like, he's one of those characters that he can be funny, and he can also be extremely serious. I've seen some of his serious roles. I'm like, yes, okay, but the funny end of it is where I could see that character coming out as Q.
You ever seen John Adams?
John Adams.
He played the second president of the United States, and what he went through and his family went through. Yo, it was awesome.
Okay, that's awesome. Putting that on my list to watch now. Gonna put that on my list to watch. I may have seen it, but if I haven't, I'm gonna definitely see it because again, Paul's in it, so I gotta watch it.
Yeah, it's dope. I watch it every time it comes on. It's awesome.
So now onto other things, dude. I know you watched The Acolytes. Don't tell me you have not. And and I already know for a fact season 2 is coming out.
Oh, cool.
You know season 2 is happening because you do not end with a credit ending scene. And yes, cover your ears, but wait for it. Yoda.
And remember, I brought him up last time. I said they need to bring.
Yes, you did. Yes. And we both agreed that we both wanted to see Plagueis because we knew somewhere along the line Plagueis had to be in there, especially now knowing that the witches were dealing with the Force and using it to create life.
Yes.
And Plagueis was known for what? Extending his life. So he had to have been there to watch and understand how they used the Force in that way so that he could adapt it to himself. But I got to admit, it's like they showed a side of the Jedi, which, as we discussed at the very beginning, when you asked me, what's better, light or dark? And I said, neither.
They were dark.
They were both dark in each of their own ways. And again, it's like the fact that they conspired, she conspired to hide the truth. And I understand, politically speaking,
she blamed Saul.
She blamed Saul for the whole thing. And look, Saul is responsible. And yes, he took a life because, again, like they say about the Jedi and the light, the fear of what was going to happen to them, the twins, is what took over his judgment. And he shouldn't have let that happen. Him, as a Jedi master, should have known better, but he let that part of him, the want of having a Padawan, which he didn't have, get to him.
he basically literally did the whole looking in the window
Mm-hmm.
thing. He
No.
didn't know the full story
Mm-hmm.
of what they were doing. They weren't gonna harm those little girls at all.
No.
They were
No,
actually
they
gonna.
weren't.
It was like a graduation ceremony.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And the thing is, it's like it's that old adage: people people destroy what they don't understand, and that's what they should
exactly.
have done was try to understand how these force wielders, because they were force wielders and they were sensitive and they were definitely connected and sensitive, force sensitive people understand what they do, how they do. But instead, you just come there, whatever. I mean, there's good intentions and bad ideas, and this was a bad idea. You came there to find out why this planet was going on. You found them, but instead of approaching them in a way to say we want to understand you, you say because you're force wielders, we like to give you the opportunity for either one of them to come join us and become a Jedi, a Padawan, a
Now,
Jedi. I'm like,
now
come on now.
they never mentioned the other guy's
Yep, that's the
name.
one. Thank you, Mr. Producer, for that picture. She's the one, man. I was surprised by it. I was
Yes,
surprised by her.
yes, yes.
But
Goldilocks.
that moment that she came onto the planet and she used the force and she was like, you. I was like, oh, something's gonna happen. She knew who that dude was.
Yeah.
So again, like we talked about before, her lightsaber being a whip and the fact that his back has that scar, I'm like,
But they never mentioned his name.
huh?
They never mentioned his name,
No, they never mentioned his name. You're
and
right.
I'm
They didn't
curious.
mention it.
I want
It's
to know who
curious
it
to
was.
find out who that is to begin
Yeah,
with, but that's what season two is for. Season two is going to be about that, and
yeah.
especially when I saw the actor who played Martian Manhunter on Supergirl, and he's there. I'm like, oh damn man! I'm like Martian Manhunter, yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
like, wait, I forgot what his,
He
but
played.
he was part of
He
the
was.
Republic.
He was. Yeah. He was a senator.
He was a senator, but he was right to bring light. And the thing is, I kind of feel sorry for him because if season two, if he keeps pushing the issue, he's gonna wind up being a dead senator.
What I liked about this thing is that the Jedi's were held accountable for their
Hell
actions,
yeah,
and I like
and
that. They
they
didn't
should.
really. Yeah.
They
And
should.
they never delved into that at all before.
No, they didn't. It's like in past, the Jedi were fighting for freedom, against the Sith. But in retrospect, when you now look back on it, it's like, you know, I hate to say it, you're a bunch of hypocrites.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You promote something, but you really don't follow it through, or you don't hold those in your care accountable. So should have immediately been held accountable. Those four that were there should have been immediately held accountable and should
Mm-hmm.
have had more of a thorough investigation, like that Jedi that the Master Jedi that was shown just a second ago. She should have went there personally because when she got there, she felt through the Force exactly what happened. Hence why she then said, "I'm sorry, my friend," and just for the sake of protecting the Jedi Order, put the blame on him and say that he went rogue. Now you've tarnished his reputation. You tarnished the legacy of this man,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what he's going to get buried with. But then that's a legacy you also put upon yourself and your order. So I'm very interested to see how Yoda will handle this when next season starts. Because when I saw the years, I was like, oh, because we both said it, he's got to be
Yeah.
there,
He's got to
and
be
he's
here.
more younger, and he's like 100 years or 100 or 200 years younger at that point.
Yep.
So what is the wisdom at that point? What they're gonna come with? I'm like, inquiring minds want to know. Can't wait. Fast forward. Get the production. Get it on my screen. Tell me the story. So even though it had kind of a lackluster start because people were just, online just, uh, uh, but it managed in a way to come back and give you, like I said at the end, that, oh, I want to see more. Now that
But
you got
but
that cliffhanger.
but the last series that came out before Ahsoka, what was it called?
Andor.
Yes, that had its ups and downs as well.
It had its ups and downs, but
It
it was
dragged.
It was kind of understandable because the story of how the rebellion was formed was never told. So in a way, you had to let that evolve, and so that you can understand that it just didn't happen overnight. There was planning involved, and what are we going to do? We need money because these people, they're poor. They're not going to just jump out of. Yeah, we've seen them and they're in there, but we're the realistic. It's like, how are they getting paid to do all of this?
And
It's
I heard,
like that funny. Excuse me. It's like that funny conversation in Clerks when the two talk about the Death Star.
mm,
And the guy kind of made him a point. He's part of the union, and now all of a sudden he's dead. Who's going to take care of his family?
yeah.
So if you look at it from that point of view, funny but also truthful.
Yeah. The only thing is that I heard now they're gonna make also an Endor season 2, or it should be wrapping up. It should have wrapped up
Hopefully
by
it
now.
should be because now the actual ones I'm dying to see now is Ahsoka and the Mandalorian because they're going to wind up coinciding with one another.
Eventually,
Especially because of the general. He's going to come back in a big way, and when he does, that's where that's where it changes. And I think maybe the beginning of the New Order comes from that.
good.
And the fact that I think the actor who's playing Luke Skywalker will also be involved in this. So it's like, ooh, Mando, Grogu,
You know
Luke,
who they wanted? You know who they wanted for that? They wanted this guy for that.
Are you talking
Originally,
about?
yeah, the guy from the Avengers.
Oh, I know you're talking about the Winter Soldier, the actor who played Winter Soldier, Sebastian Stan.
Yeah, they
Right?
wanted
Sebastian
him.
Stan.
Yeah, they
Him.
originally wanted him to play Luke Skywalker.
Well, he was a good lookalike for the part, bro.
Yeah, I want
He
to
was a
know if
good
that's
lookalike for it.
I want to know if that's who they used for, and then
No,
they superimposed the face.
no, I don't think it was him.
No,
No, I don't think it was him. Because who they got, the first time they introduced it, you could see that the CGI was,
yeah,
but you still got excited because it still was Luke.
it's
But
Luke,
but when you saw the what you call it, the Boba Fett episode where Grogu is with Luke and he's training, now you take a second look at this guy and it's like, wait, he's like a freaking mirror image of, like, if not the CGI is perfect. They got more money. They made that perfect, bro.
Yeah,
But he looked, he was a dead ringer for Mark Hamill. Dead ringer.
yeah.
And that's the same actor that I think he's going to bring back. He's going to reprise Luke for this upcoming season of Ahsoka. And I think the crossover that will happen between Mando and Grogu, which, if I read correctly, and don't hold me to it, but I think it's going to bleed into theaters as well.
Now I hope they do what they did with James Earl Jones's voice. I hope they keep using the Skywalker Mark Hamill voice whenever they show Luke Skywalker.
Yes. Yeah,
I think
that's kind of that would be an obvious, because like they did with what's his name in Top Gun, Ice, Val Kilmer. They actually took his voice from all the movies, and they created a program which then simulated his voice, and they just typed in the words that he's supposed to say, and that wasn't him speaking. That was actually the program. And he was just lip syncing. So it's like, you breathe new life into an actor who relied on his voice and then lost it due to cancer, and then gets it back the way it was before the cancer. So yeah, that software is around now. So all these actors are going to be using it. But I like that the CGI was so great that in Rogue One, the actor who played the general in the first Star Wars: A New Hope, now that actor died, and they put a CGI version of him in there, and my God, it was everything. The way he spoke, the way he moved, the mannerisms.
You're talking about the bridge.
It's like hell yeah. It's like, I'm looking at that, and I'm like, I know he's CGI because he's dead. Where did he come from? God rest his soul. It's like, what, did they get some Santaria and they brought him back to life and they put him in the movie? What the hell, bro?
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good.
It's like, I know, yo no estaba fumando ningún tabaco. That was him. I saw
Mhm.
it on the screen. I'm like, what? And it
Yeah,
was so well done.
it
It's
was.
like, it was so well done. And in that retrospect, when I see it, I can understand why actors are fighting against, the AI programming, because it might take away their livelihood. But if you reach that age, and come on, let's be honest, you're not going to look young. You're not going to look young.
Not at
And
all.
this program and this software says that you can, and it just requires your voice. I wouldn't argue about it. I wouldn't, because filmmakers are trying to create so many things out of the imagination that before were never possible. Not without, tons more money in the animatronics to create the puppets of the creatures, or guys in bulky ass suits that are just dying of heat exhaustion and dehydration, doing hours of no, it's CGI'd, and you can bring it more to life, and the dots on their faces so that their facial expressions and the creature shows. Yeah, I mean, to me, this is like the fun age where all of us comic book lovers see our characters come to life.
Hmm.
I would have never have thought Iron Man would have ever come to life. I would have thought it was like that big thing I saw in the 70s. Oh my God, that 70s TV show. I was like, that can't be
Or
Iron Man, but it
Spider-Man.
was.
Remember the 70s
Oh my
Spider-Man?
God, Spider-Man, yes.
And the Captain America, cheesiest thing in the world.
Well, the 94 movie that from this company that went broke that featured him, that was a good one. But do you think it'll take away from the face emotions? Well,
They're
that's
still
the
working
thing.
on it.
See, they're
They're
still
still
working
working.
on it. But the thing is, it's getting better, because if you look at that Rogue One movie and you look at the general that's there, he's not a live actor. It's not like they painted it up. That's CGI all the way through, and his facial expressions and his voice and his mannerisms that he had, dude. I'm like, that's not a computer generated. Is it really gone that far that it can do that? I'd say hell yeah, hell yeah.
You don't think there was a dude in there?
I don't think so, bro. I mean, if it is, then it's done by the whole dot matrix in which the face is removed
Right.
and they put the head there, and he's just lip syncing to whatever is being said at that moment. But the
And he didn't,
actual facial stuff is done by the recreation.
and he didn't really say much when you think about it.
No,
So
but
yeah,
what
I
he
think
said, even though he didn't say a lot, but the moment he spoke, he always had his hands behind him, and he had this. How can I say this body language, the way he was and how he stood.
yeah.
That was something. I was like, wow, that was nice. That was good. That was nicely done. I definitely will. I'm not. I'm gonna just see that tonight again. I'll be my sleepy time movie just to watch it again. Why not, man? It was just that good when you think about it.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, and now to other Bochinche news, or not
I think
Bochinche.
no. Wait. I think we should hold off on that only because the time we
I'm
about to
feeling
take
the
a commercial
vortex.
break.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. I feel the vortex. Black alert. We're going to commercial. Be
In.
back with more Puerto Ricans.
Yeah, I think.
See, I told you it would work. I told you I fixed it.
Just don't let it hit me in the head this time.
Sorry. Sorry. Welcome back to another edition of Puerto Ricans. I'm Easy Mo.
I'm hard to get, Lou.
Hard to get. I guess I'm hard to want, Mo. So yeah, I was about to start letting out some other news. Um, well, not some other news. Like the other conversation was the other season ender, as we talked about last week, was The Boys, and
How
I'm
was that?
telling you, I
I
am
didn't start that yet.
so. Oh, you have to watch the ending of that because I'm telling you, season 5. And correction, because last season wasn't season 5; it was actually season 4.
Okay.
And this season coming up, who I think is going to be their final, is season 5, and it is looking diabolical, man. Diabolical. The way it ended, I was like, oh man. I was like, I can't wait. I can't. I just cannot wait to see what's gonna. It's like the ending was surprising, but there was this one thing that I was told that I didn't take notice of it, which was at the time they had to change the name of the episode because it was said assassination run, and it was like, of course, on the heels after what happened to you know who. We won't say his name, Trump, but so they wanted to not be insensitive to that. And supposedly, when you actually like go to the Amazon page to watch it, is I think it's just named something else. I watched it, on my thing. It didn't get changed, so I'm like, I don't know. So that was one thing that I was told that happened. I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, I understand. Sensitive. You have to, be sensitive
Yeah.
to the things that are going on in the world. But aside from that, it was how can I say bloody? It was bloody, Mike. It was
Okay.
bloody, bloody from beginning to end. We're talking about guts all over the place. I've never seen so much. Oh my God, just guts and everything spread out all over the place. This was brutal, bro. This is
Okay.
brutal.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
I've never seen it that brutal at the end. And just when you think, it's about, like Butch is gonna buy it. Butch surprises the hell out of you, bro. Then this whole new thing about it, I'm like, I'm like, yo, because I like it because like if you saw last week's episode, you see Jeffrey Dean Morgan on there, but Jeffrey Dean Morgan, it's in his head. He represents the thing inside of him that Compound V created. Like he had
Mm,
Temp V and he had temporary powers. So without the flying, he was pretty much almost equal to Homelander in strength and laser eyes. But he took too much of it, hence the brain aneurysm. And then he took regular Compound V in the hopes it would lean him out. And of course, during this season, he looked like he was on a descending incline that at any moment he's done. And that whole episode in which he was in the trailer and Ezekiel grabbed him, and then when he wakes up, Ezekiel is like in a million freaking pieces, and he's getting up like, like, what did I do? After that, Jeffrey D. Morgan pops into his head. At first, he looked like somebody that he met and he talked to like he's an old friend, which he is in his own mind. But that's really the Compound V and the thing that's inside of him becomes, and that's the way he talks to it. I'm like, it's like, are you going nuts? I was like, yeah, he's Butcher's going boo. he, he is definitely a sandwich short of a full picnic. But at the end, something else just crazy happened. And I'm like, what?
okay.
What? I'm talking about, it's going to be real interesting how they cap this off. I mean, if anything, I would definitely say that the next and final season will be more the bloodiest, guttiest seasons that there is. I'm pretty sure there's going to be pitfalls and surprises. I think nobody is safe at this point. It's just going to be that crazy. Just going to be that kind of crazy. And I'm like, wow, I can't wait. I don't know how many times I'm going to be like, I can't look. And I'm be like that sort of situation.
Right.
And at the end, I saw love sausage. I was like, oh, and he used it for what? Ah, damn. I'm like, I don't want to see no more. Oh, my eyes. My eyes. And I'm like, oh. But yeah, so it's something people, I just gotta say, if you love the show, season 5 is going to be the the cap on it all, the cap of it all. Now, on another note, I just got a Facebook note, and this is for all my Star Trek fans out there to let you guys all know that I just found out that Khan, the musical, Khan comes back, and it will be in October of this year. So those who are a fan of it before, y'all told me about it, and I sadly missed it. But now, when I saw this come up on my Facebook page, I was like, yes, back again, Khan! I can't wait, bro. I can't.
And you said it's in October.
Yep, it's already set for October. It's set for Fort Worth, Texas, so it might be a weekend trip that I'm going to take out there to go see it. But I want to see this, bro. I was in New York, and then it got sent out there, so I'm really looking forward to it. It's coming back. It's a great show, from what I've been told, and I can't wait. That's all I can say. I can't wait. And now on to some, I'm gonna say, an announcement for all Rican fans out there. Me and Lou will be appearing come August the 3rd on the weekend of the Saturday at Yasu's Anime Comic Con. So
Yes.
please come by, say hello, hang out, get a couple of pictures, and join in on the fun that these cons have. I mean, there's going to be voice actors. There are going to be a lot of cosplayers. There's going to be a lot of independent makers like yourself, Lou, and a couple of other independent artists who we're going to take a chance at having a chat with them, and cosplayers that we will also try to have, make room to have a chat with and watch the festivities and the fun of what a con is all about in the Bronx. So,
Yes,
mark it on your calendars.
I will have at least 3 of different titles up there. My novels and my, hopefully, can't promise it yet, but Jennifer the She-Wolf will be there.
Nice.
Yes.
So, see, more reason to calm down for Lou's book signing. We are going to do a show there. We are going to definitely record there and definitely talk to people, engage, and like I said, you'll probably get a couple of episodes with the people that we've engaged with. But I'm telling you, it's a big event. It's a fun event, and Yasu does an incredible job of trying to keep cons here in the Bronx affordable and fun. I have to say that this is kind of like my third or fourth already that I've gone to, and I'm so happy that it's here in the Bronx. So that way I'm not traveling. I mean, I don't mind going to Javits Center. I know that's my 1-year event. I understand that, but when I go to the city for the other ones, some of them it's like they charge too much and they kind of like lackluster. I'll be honest. They kind of like lackluster. They kind of lose something. It's like if you're just selling comics, just say you're just selling comics, but don't make it look like a con. Come down there, and you've no guests, no this, no that, and the venue is so small that so many people are jam packed in it. So it's like, no, that's not cool. Whereas with this one, he's made it a point, and this is like I think the third year in a row that it's in the gymnasium part of the church, very large, and could accommodate all the people that are in there. So I'm really, as for the first time in our show, going down there for the first time and actually doing a show, introducing ourselves to everyone there, and hopefully make some new fans, make some new friends in both creators, cosplayers, and everyone else. I'm really, really excited and looking forward to that. And those of you that are watching, like I said, come by, say what's up. Would love to see you, shake hands, take photos, whatever. Just come down and hang out with us.
If you're into cosplaying, they have a nice contest run by Yasuo itself. Very competitive, very, very competitive, very nice.
Very nice. And just to give a liner note, in a future show that coming up, we're definitely going to sit down with a cosplayer and talk about all the good, the bad, the ugly, and what the, if you know what I mean, when it comes to cosplay. So we're going to go into in depth into areas that most people don't talk about when it comes to cosplay, and I think that people should be well informed about it. So yeah, I'm really that's going to be a future show. Who will it be? Well, that's going to be the surprise. So
Hmm.
stay tuned on that. You know. Um, on another note, like I said, I'm looking forward to Friday. I mean, excuse me, actually Thursday, but Friday because you know what's coming out. It's the end of this week.
Deadpool, Wolverine.
What?
Yes.
And I'm going on nerd, and I hate to say it, I'm going to say it this way: nerd night. That's nerd night because all of us get together on that night, and it's like it's one of those spectacular moments that the audience is like totally uninhibited. They get into the film. They cheer, cry, laugh. So I'm really looking forward to this. And spoiler alert: put your fingers in your ears because I'm going
I
to
can't.
say it.
I
I'm
can't.
gonna say it, bro. I'm
I
sorry.
can't do it. I can't do it.
That's it. I'm gonna say it, bro.
I got pigeon
I'm
hand.
gonna
I can't do
say
it.
it.
I got
I'm
pigeon
gonna
hand.
do it. I'm
I
gonna
got
do
pigeon
it.
hand.
The pigeon hand. I know. Stop that pigeon. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. And I thought I was mistaken when I saw it, but from what I'm reading more and more and more as of late, I'm not surprised. I won't be surprised. I will be super blown away if it happens. But there was a leaked, and I say it, leaked trailer at one point where you see the you see the screen, and then you hear Deadpool says, "Iron Man, greatest savior of all time."
Iron Man. Iron Man. We're having some little technical difficulties with Mo's mic piece, but Iron Man is gonna be on it. Uh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go, buddy.
Mm.
Welcome
Somebody put the
back.
whammy on me and made me stop talking. So
I'm
that's
not
okay.
gonna.
I managed to get myself out of it.
I'm
But
not gonna
I,
mention
he
any
said the
names.
greatest hero and savior, and he said he died. And he said, "Let's change that." And I was like,
Yep. Yep.
"No." I've already
Also,
heard rumors that that's how they're gonna because they've already talked about it online that RDJ is coming back. How? Don't know. But if I had to say, if you wanted to bring back the original RDJ, why not do this? Because this is actually a multiverse storyline.
yes.
Why not at one moment in time they jump through a hole and they come
Merge.
out at the battle of Endgame, and it's Wolverine and Deadpool taking on Thanos. Like they cut off his hand right when he's about to snap, and one of them just takes the glove away from Iron Man. And let's say Deadpool. I mean, well, the one person who could probably survive it all would be Deadpool and
Yeah.
snap and change all of it. And with his healing factor, just regrow another arm. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I can't wait to see
That would
these
be
two, bro.
awesome. I've
Can't
also
wait to
heard.
see them.
I've also heard that Sir Patrick is.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there are cameos. I mean, again, there's still this cameo, which was mentioned before, about Henry Cavill appearing as a Wolverine variant.
That would make it awesome if he appears in this movie.
That
Yes.
would be the introduction because, again, there's still talks about him doing Captain Britain
Yeah.
or another character. But they stay stated to him being Captain Britain. But me, as a as they say, a good kick in the kuyans really hard is make him Hyperion, make him Marvel's Superman, make him Hyperion.
Yes. But yeah, because Captain Britain is already gonna be no. He haven't picked
No,
Captain Britain.
no,
No.
you're talking about Sentry. Sentry is already taken,
Yes.
and that's gonna supposed to be coming out in what's it called? The oh
The vampire guy.
Blade? No,
No.
no, no. It's another Marvel group of enhanced, but these are like This is like Marvel's version of Suicide Squad. I keep forgetting the name of them now, and they brand them together to become a super team for the government. All right,
Not
and
not
that's where the
Ex,
Sentry comes in, huh?
not Excalibur or X Factor.
No, Excalibur is the group from Britain. That's where the what's his
Yeah,
name, Captain Britain's from.
yeah.
I just can't remember the name of it right now. Oh my god, I'm
Oh,
having a
you
senior
talking
moment.
about? Oh, wait. I know what you're talking about. It was rumored that it would. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Spit it out.
I can't.
Fui.
Uh,
Oh, excuse me. Do it like the girl said. Hatui.
yeah, no, I can't. What? Bomb? No, no.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bomb.
Sounds like one word.
Yeah. Jesus.
Uh huh.
What
Uh huh.
was it? The
Uh
fudge.
huh.
Ah,
Uh huh. Yeah. No,
what
you
is it, Mo?
really?
Man, what is it, Mo? What is it, Mo? It's
I'm
funny because
telling you, I'm like, I've
I
lost
got
it myself.
I got the
You got
comic
it?
book too. No, I got the comic book, but I can see the cover, but I can't see the
Uh-huh.
title.
You can't see the title?
No, but I can see the comic book because I have it. What is it called? Anyway, until you figure it out, Patrick Stewart is making a brief cameo, and also I've saw a who will show up.
You got the Thunderbolts.
There you go, Thunderbolts.
It
Yes,
struck me like lightning. That's what I had to get in there.
yeah, Thunderbolts.
The Thunderbolts, and that's where they introduced the Sentry. And they
Hmm.
already have an actor playing that character. So seeing him as Hyperion, well, again, an interdimensional being that crosses over into our world. But again, he's Marvel's Superman. He has all of the same powers as Superman. Why not?
Yeah,
And him and just doing him better than the Superman of DC.
watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
There's no kryptonite here, brother.
Yeah, watch your mouth. Superman is the greatest.
And let me tell you something. Out of all the people, and I'm saying this from speaking for myself, watching all the actors who have played Superman, you know, from Christopher Reeve to Tyler, was it Hedgecliffe, Tyler Hedgecliffe, right? Tyler Hedgecliffe, and especially now because Superman and Lois is coming in October. The final season is coming in October.
That,
So
that, that guy plays
Brandon
great.
Rouse, Superman Returns, Dean Kane's Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. These are some of the actors that I've said that I have loved and enjoyed watching them. Christopher Reeve, yes, I mean, I to not even mention that is uncivilized, and of course,
Yes.
Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill. I mean,
But the
right now I
TV show
read
guy.
that
What's his name?
Superman. What happened?
The TV show guy. What's his name? What's his real name?
Tyler Hedgecliffe.
Yes, he
Tyler
plays.
Hedgecliffe.
He plays a
I
wonderful.
love exactly. It's like I said, he plays
He
as
plays him
far as
very
the
humble.
version. He plays him humble,
Yes.
but natural and nerdy. You know, it's like he's not like okay with Christopher Reeve. He made himself look clumsy and insecure, so that when he becomes Superman, it's kind of hard to say "Nah, that's not him because
Yeah.
he's not clumsy or insecure or well no like that no. But with Tyler, it's different. It's different because he's shown so many different sides of himself. I mean, when that episode in which Jonathan was struck by his girlfriend's father, and then when Lois approached him, he threatened him. He threatened her with a gun and stuff. And when Clark found out about it, and he faced him in the restaurant, it was like that scene in Man of Steel. The dude tried to push him off, and he winds up bouncing off of him.
Yeah.
Same thing with that dude in there. Then he grabbed him and put his face right into the cameras. Ah, see, dale, oh my God, dale. And he was
Yeah.
like, if you ever hurt my family again, I will come for you. And I was like, ooh, my head feels like, oh, shite.
Very good save.
A very good save. Yeah, these guys here, and including Tyler Hedgecliffe, these guys definitely, you know, have had a different take, but each one as good as the other. But for me, Tyler, for the TV Superman, I mean, I love Dean Cain, but for that time, yes. But for now, the more realistic version, Farm Boy. But this one, the only one is different from all of them is the fact that he's a father.
The kid
He's
from
raising
Lois,
two boys.
the kid from Smallville. I think he could have been a wonderful
Oh,
Superman.
Tom Welling, hell yeah! But
Yes.
you know what? But the thing that killed me is that they had that one rule, which was he couldn't wear the actual
Yeah.
Superman suit. And
Yes.
then when he does wear it, right? What people don't know is he was wearing a version. Like when they showed the box had the suit, but that suit was Brandon Routh's version of Superman's suit, and it was fitted for him, and he actually wore it. Everybody was like, "Oh, damn!" But again, the rules state that this is a story about Clark Kent. Even though he becomes Superman, even on the very last damn episode, you don't see him wear the suit. You only see like in a reflection when he's looking at Lois, like the cape fluttering in the background with
Yes.
the S on it. And I'm like, yeah, like
And
was it?
that
I kind of
that
felt like this guy from the oh my god, like you bastards.
yeah, but that cast, that whole cast did a wonderful job.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt, no doubt about it, no
I
doubt
was
about it.
in I was in
When they
love
did the
with
crossover and they had him showing up in there, I was like really excited. Like yes, Tom Welling, but instead, what people didn't notice is that he said he gave up his powers, but when you look in one of his hands, he's wearing the blue kryptonite ring, and that's why the kryptonite didn't infect him because his powers are taken away because of the blue ring. Because throughout the show, they introduce blue kryptonite, and the blue kryptonite, once it's on you, takes away your powers completely. But you
and
have to keep it on you in order to be powerless. You're like no powers. You're
and
human.
they also kept the whole thing going where you can't wear the suit. So that's a great way to play it off.
What? I was like, damn, bro. It's
Yeah.
like, and it talks about bringing that back. You know, they're talking. It talks with Tom or whatever, and Michael, and they're looking, and they're like, yeah, they do it.
I was
Like,
in
I
love with
would
the kid.
love to see the comeback, but yo, give him a suit, bro.
Yeah.
Don't do that whole no suit thing because now he's Superman. He's a grown ass man. He's probably maybe one of the no. He's probably one of the tallest, if not no. I think Hornswoggle is the tallest at 6'4", and I think the shortest one is
Dean
actually
Kane. Dean
no,
Kane.
really
Yes, I think
six
so.
feet. I think he's 6 feet
Yeah, because
because
Hedgeland
Tyler
is
is
tall.
6'1". Tyler is 6'1". Tyler Hedgeland is 6'1".
I met
And I
that
remember
guy.
seeing him in person
Me
at
too.
Comic Con,
Yes.
and he's an awesome guy. I'm gonna get. He's an awesome
Yes.
guy. And this is around the time where people were with the mask or whatever, and I'm in front of Melissa Navia, and right next to me, just as close as anyone could be, and there's a guy with his wife and his two kids, and he just asked, "Can we get a selfie with you?" He's like, "Hell yeah!" They actually came around the table, held the camera for them and then it was him, the father, the wife, and the two kids. He said, "You ready?" And then he took the picture, and I was like, "That was awesome, bro.
Yeah.
That was awesome of him to do." He didn't have to do that, but he
No.
did. He was really. I mean, I'm listening as I'm having my conversation with them, but I'm listening. I'm hearing him. It's like, no, he's really down to earth, relatable. I mean, I would have to say, as far as him playing Clark Kent, I won't be surprised if a lot of his personality is in that Clark Kent character because, quite frankly, it's like I look at him. It's like, with the exception of the glasses, I would say that's Clark Kent.
Yeah,
The
like I
way he was
said,
talking, the way he was
very
expressing,
he's
very,
very
very,
humble. Yeah.
very humble, very sweet guy, very, very, very personable. It's like, damn, like shit. I ran out of cash. I was gonna go get. I want to get a picture with him, bro, because I was like, damn, I was a Star Trek Sergeant. I was like, damn, I'm out of money.
the thing,
Not this time.
no. But
No,
yeah,
not this time. I won't be ready for it if he does show up again.
and I'm
Because
sorry. To me, Christopher Reeve Superman
oh
will
yeah,
always be.
he's the icon. He's the GOAT, bro. When it comes down to it, he was like the movie said, made you believe a man could fly. But
He did.
he also was the personification of the 50s when they said truth, justice, and the American way. Now it's
Yes.
truth, justice, and for a better tomorrow. They changed that now
One of
for
my
a better
favorite
tomorrow.
scenes.
Huh?
One of my favorite scenes was when Lois is trying to discover if he is Superman, and she shoots him.
Yes, that was from the unedited version of Superman 2, right after the Niagara Falls scene.
Yes.
Instead of him falling into the fire in his hand, oh look, and then he finds out and he comes out of it. She had a gun, but
Yes.
she shot him. And she's like, "What?" And it's like, "No, he got found
When
out that way."
when he went from slouching to tall,
Mm-hmm.
oh, to me that was theater acting.
Yes,
That was
he does have a theater background, so
yes.
it was good to see that him making that transformation and then standing
Yes.
tall and just yes, I'm Superman.
Yes.
That's it.
And I've only seen two actors in my lifetime do that. Him and the Godfather guy. The Godfather, the original Godfather, the
Oh,
first one.
Marlon Brando.
Yes, when he cries
Right.
after his son, and he takes that deep breath, that 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 was awesome, because he didn't let out a cry. He that was theater acting to me also. The way he did it.
I like that they had two actors to play the part, one with the glasses and one without. Hmm.
What do you mean?
It's a joke.
Uh,
Because it's the same guy no matter what. It's
yeah.
like that. What is it? If you look for adult humor or college humor, they have a bit where it's called the Bad Man, and they have a scene where Superman and Batman or Badman team up, right? And what's funny is Commissioner Gordon shows up, since the people could not see it, was the same guy with the glasses. Yeah, exactly. So it's like can't see the difference of when the glasses are on, and then when he takes it off, he's Superman. So that's the difference. Like that scene that you mentioned, when he takes
Yeah.
off his glasses from slouching to standing up, boom, Superman. A
Yes.
lot of others just took off the glasses and that's it. Like Brandon Rao took off the glasses and that's it. It wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't as dramatic in that
No.
respect. It wasn't as dramatic. And the one time that it looked kind of cool too was like at the end of Justice League, and I'm talking about the one with the silver one. They repeated that scene where he's turning the corner and he's walking, and he's just taking it off nice and slowly, throwing it in his pocket, and you see the silver suit, and he takes off. But he did that like real nice, like nice and slick. Put it in his pocket, and then boom, takes off. So yeah, because a lot of them do it differently. Like the first time Dean Cain does it, and he's wearing a suit. Then he takes off the glasses for the first time. He sees himself in the suit that his mom did, and it's funny because they did it to the song "I Need a Hero," and she's
No.
making all these suits. It's like that was actually kind of funny seeing him in all these different suits until he actually had the one that he became Superman in.
Another good scene was with the new Superman TV show, the Dean Tyler.
Tyler.
The very first episode, when the car is coming to hit the kid,
Oh yes,
and he grabs it, and the kid goes, "Nice suit." He goes, "Yeah, my mom made it."
yes,
That that made me buy the show. I was like, "This is gonna be a great show."
yeah. Because he
And
had that humbleness and that nerdiness. Yeah, my mom made it. I'm like, what?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And that's the beautiful thing about that. That's a beautiful thing about his portrayal of the character, because he is a farm boy, but yeah, he's a nerd. But guess what? He's also an alien whose powers are here to save all of us. That's why I
Yes.
always said in the comic books, he said it himself. Superman is what I can do. Clark Kent is who I am.
Yep.
And he even said it in Man of Steel.
And with that,
Yeah, and we do have a new cool Superman. We do. David Corns. Oh yeah.
ah,
I was gonna go Cornswin, and I'm like, wait, I forgot about this guy.
oh, please,
I
dear
forgot
God,
about
no.
this guy. I remember when and it was by Tim Burton. This was a Tim Burton film, you know.
No,
And
no.
even though he showed up only his first appearance ever as Superman was the Flash, I'm like, but the suit, I'm like, wow.
God
I mean,
forgive me.
I watched the behind the scenes on that, and I'm like, wow. Don't know if I'm glad that they never made this film
Forgive
or
me for
what.
saying it, but he looked like a 1980s Tecato Superman. Jamming a Hector Lavoe somewhere. Mi gente, ustedes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? No.
That long hair isn't helping
Yeah.
him with that mullet look.
Yeah,
It's like what's his name? Like the Doors.
yeah.
Just needed a guitar. Doom doom da, doom doom da, doom doom da. It's like you're just waiting for a rock show. You're not thinking for a superhero.
No. And with
So
that, ladies
yeah,
and gentlemen, we will call it a night. Mo,
Lou,
later,
it's been
brother.
real. See you, brother. Until
Real and
next week.
real
Stay
and
tuned.
fun. Real and
Always.
fun. Later, bro.